I maxed all the main skills in Hypixel Skyblock to absolutely crush my friend in a race for higher skill average. Or so I thought. It all started about 2.5 years ago when I was just minding my own business, AFKing Ice Walkers, and my guild members were flexing their skill averages. Now, there were a bunch of people talking about how highly leveled they were, but one user by the name Sophia Chan was boasting his skill average, which at the time I think it was around 45.5. Meanwhile, my skill average I think was around 47, and he swore that one day he would pass me, and I had no plans of letting him catch up. I already maxed a couple skills so far. I got Combat 60 through Zealots and Slayers. I got Enchanting 60 because the Enchanting update gave crazy amounts of Enchanting XP, and I got Alchemy 50 because it was pretty easy to just spend a couple million to brew speed pots. And of course, taming along the way you just get with leveling pets. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's not really one you have to go for. It just happens naturally. But the skills that I still had to max were farming, mining, foraging, and fishing. First, I tackled farming. This just pretty much consisted of me grinding cane for hundreds of hours until I finally got farming 60.
Farming 60. Let's go. Oh my gosh.
See, I built all of these farms before the garden update. I even had to destroy some of these farms to like rebuild them in different layers. Then people are like, oh, you should get rid of the farms on your island, but no, they hold nostalgic value. And they also burn the CPUs of any feeble computers that try to join my island. Now, back in the day, fishing was really slow to level up, before all the fishing updates of lava fishing, trophy fishing, fishing events of all sorts of things like the spooky fishing, marina events, and it was so much harder because really there was such fewer additions, and there's so few things you could do aside from just sit there for hours on end, and you didn't even have the fishing like notifications from mods to tell you when the fishing bobber was ready to click, so you'd sometimes miss it if you're trying to watch a YouTube video, and it's just not that interesting to just sit there with a bobber just listening to music. Anyways, I just got fishing 50 through my minions, and I've been making lots of money leveling pets, so I've actually even got enough fishing for level 60 if it ever comes out, which I'm surprised they haven't yet because of the amount of changes they've made to fishing. Now, next up was mining, and I never really bothered with a good mining setup because I didn't really want to get into gemstone mining. I did a bunch of commissions, nucleus runs, and just mined a bunch of mithril until I eventually got mining 60. Now, the last skill I had to max was foraging, and everybody thinks that foraging is a painful, torturous grind, which sucks. Now, saying this might get me put on an FBI most wanted list, but I actually really enjoy foraging. It's very chill to just vibe to some music and try to optimize rod swapping to get maximum efficiency on foraging XP, and I'm totally okay with doing this until I get foraging 50. Now, the problem is all of the random nons that keep trying to take my trees. You know, each dark thicket has enough trees for 2 players if they're using ocelot pets, and 1 player if they're using a monkey pet. You know, I'll just be chilling in a lobby, minding my own business, just grinding away, and some foraging 23 noob thinks they can just hop in the lobby and then just take the trees. And the craziest part is that even when I specifically target them to break the trees before them to be as obnoxious as possible, they will never leave. You'd think that, oh, they're not being very efficient, so they're going to switch lobbies because this person's being annoying. But foragers have iron wills and will not stop under any circumstances because once they join a lobby, they are bound to it for life. I remember how toxic people were when I used to explosive bow zealots and get the kills right in front of them. But if I'm breaking, if literally someone is not able to break a tree, they'll keep going to the next and next, even if I am griefing them the entire time, and they'll just be like, this happens, it's normal. That's crazy. And you know, you'd think like, oh, just forage during a time like Derpy or whenever there's skill XP boosts, but you can't do that because foraging lobbies are so crowded that you can't even grind it effectively. But there's actually a very secret method to level foraging, because you don't actually even need to break any trees to level foraging. Now, I'm not talking about spending billions of coins on Jerry boxes, because why would you do that to yourself? There's actually a super hidden method in the game which has almost no competition, and I use this secret method to get foraging 50.
Oh my gosh, finally, foraging 50.
I let my guild know of my accomplishment, and they praised me for being so cool and talented at the video game. Now, this officially maxed my skill average. Now, I know it looks ugly because 54.5 is nothing like 55 as it used to be, but there's actually something that I didn't really pay attention to. Because once I flexed on Sophia Chan, because now he literally can't pass me in skill average, I mean, look at this man. He has enough farming XP for farming 60 because he used melon minions for months, but he never bothered getting golds, and he was farming 51 for almost a year. And then when the garden update finally dropped, he got to farming 58, but he still hasn't gotten the last 2 unique golds because his co-op member still needs to build the farms for him. Now, when I show him how cool I am with my max skill average, he points out that I don't have max social XP. Now, the reason why I don't really care about this is because social XP is a cosmetic skill, so it actually doesn't count towards the skill average, and it's also very annoying to grind. I was originally going to try and get social 25 before dropping this video, but social is not a skill that is like any other in Skyblock. In order to get social XP, you can do one of 3 things. You can either have unique people visit your island, people spend time on your island, and you get a little more if you're spending time like on the island with them as like, I don't know, engaging in your visitors or whatever. I don't know, it's stupid. But you could also spend time on someone else's island. Now, the only effective method that you can control is visiting someone else's island, and it's the slowest by far. If I wanted to AFK on someone else's island in order to get social 25 from social 11, I would need to spend 4,333 hours. That would nearly double my playtime. There is another way though, and I actually need your help for it. Because if you smash that subscribe button, the more famous I get, the more people visit my island. So that means that the more subscribers I get, this is the last skill I need to grind. So I need to be grinding out videos and get as many subscribers as possible and get people to AFK on my island. If you want to AFK, visit me and hop into one of these AFK pools. Look, I even give you the choice. You get a classic AFK pool or the cool points AFK pool. Now, even though social levels don't count towards skill average, it would still be pretty cool to get. So, yeah, if you guys could get chopping and fix these statistics. Did you know that 5% of, or I think it's 5%, only 5% of my viewership is subscribed? That's crazy. Guys, I'm serious, you really gotta subscribe. I have to pass Sophia Chen in every single skill, and while you guys are AFKing on my island to give myself social XP, I'm gonna go and tackle probably the hardest challenge ever. Passing him in Catacombs experience. Let's do it. M7 runs. I need 10,000 trillion before I pass him, so I'm gonna be grinding Catacombs and hopefully passing him in XP, and we'll see how this goes. And yeah, I bet I could get Cata 60 before he even like bothers grinding farming. That's how sad it is. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.